On the evening of May 8th, we were hit with a surprise announcement with a new manga app from Viz Media. In this video, we're going to talk about what is the new Viz Media app, what manga I recommend you should check out from the app, as well as some future predictions. Welcome to the GTP. My name is Scott, where we talk all things manga, and the goal for this video is for you and I to have a conversation about the new Viz Media app that was recently launched. And in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you after the video. What are your thoughts on the app? Are you going to pick it up? Are you not going to pick it up? Why? Let's go ahead and dive in. Now, to not get this confused, there is a Shonen Jump app, as you see here. This has where from Chainsaw Man, My Hero, One Piece. This is a separate app. For those who don't know, the Shonen Jump app, it's $2.99 a month for US and Canada. And now there's a new Viz Media app, which is separate. And this one is only $1.99 a month. Now you can't combine them. So if you'd want both, you'd be essentially paying $5 a month. US and Canada only for the time being, but let's check out this app. I'm actually really excited for this app itself. As you can see, now I can read Nana. Now I can read Call of the Night, as well as the new chapters. So as we scroll down here, here's the free chapters. So very similar to the Shonen Jump, where the latest chapters will be free. And then if you've paid for a subscription, you can go ahead and you can read up to 100 additional chapters per day for $1.99 a month. And I always appreciate when they show what volume it actually connects to. And it says here is they're unavailable, but they're working to backfill those chapters. They did say there are some kinks they are working out with the app. This manga just released in March, so if you're like, oh, I'm interested in checking it out, this is a great way that you could actually read the entire first volume now for $1.99 if it's something you want to check out. Let me give you just some highlights on and some recommendations on why you're going to want to check out this app. So for an example, the first reason that I'm most excited about with this app is the option for some other series that are just completely out of print. So for example, Boku, if you've followed me at all, you know that I'm trying to collect this series. I call it On the Road to Legend. Now this series is expensive to collect as it's been out of print for a long time. If you look at this alone, look at our options for volume 3. I can read it here for $1.99 a month. Yes, it's digital, it's not physical, which I understand is not the same. I'm a physical collector and reader, but I rather read it here for free. Well, I mean $1.99 a month, where if you look at these Amazon listings, we're talking about over $200 just starting for a volume that's in acceptable condition. To me, it's not worth buying a manga that was originally, let's say $13 to now have to pay $200 used for acceptable condition. So I'm excited now that I can just read this series that I so badly have wanted to get my hands on to, and now here's a legitimate way I can check it out. So another series I'm really excited about is Basara. It's a series I've talked about over and over again that, man, I'd love to see it come back in print. I don't know if that'll ever happen. The last full complete edition of this just sold recently on eBay for $4,000. Now for me to read something physically, it's not worth $4,000. For $1.99 a month, read it digitally? Yes, I will do that. This is a series I highly recommend, just like Boku. You are going to want to check out Basara. So as you can see here, here's all 27 volumes all the way. 106 chapters of beauty here that I can read right now. Do I rather prefer to read it physically? Yes. Do I want to spend $4,000 to read it physically? No. But I will read it on this app. So I'm really excited. That's another one I highly recommend checking out. Another series that I'm going to just push. Here's one that's been out of stock. So it's in between prints for over 2 years now that a lot of people have talked about and they recommended. What a Wonderful World. This is another one that people have been asking for a long time. As you see from Right Stuff, it is out of stock. It has been out of stock for a very long time. And this, you can probably find both volumes for around $100 used. Do I want to spend $100 for 2 volumes? No. Would I rather read it physically? Yes. But for now, here's a great way to see the series by the same creator as Goodnight Pun Pun. So greatly appreciate that. Now I do want to highlight another thing with the app itself is that there are some series that are on the app, and there are some series you're only going to see on a PC or desktop. One of those is going to be just bringing, I was thinking through right now as I brought up What a Wonderful World, is Goodnight Pun Pun. So if we go through the app here, this is on the desktop. Oh, another one, Duro de Horo. Everyone seems to have this in their top 10. Here's a easy way that you can now get your hands on it if it's one that you've not been able to collect physically. And then going down this list, here's Goodnight Pun Pun, and here's all the chapters of this very, very sad story. I wasn't intelligent enough to understand it. I have it physically. But here's another one that you can check out if you've been on the fence or have wanted to read. Again, for US and Canada, for $1.99 a month, I think it's kind of a no-brainer, but I'd be very curious your thoughts on this. So those are just some of my thoughts for this. So in total, they've actually added 142 titles that you can check out right now, is equivalent to about over 10,000 chapters that you can read. Probably not reading more than 100 a day. If you are, more power to you, but you can read 100 chapters a day for no additional charge. Another highlight for me is Queen's Quality. I have been waiting a long time to read Queen's Quality, and what I'm excited about on this app is actually I have the whole series collected except for volume 2. Now, if I want, even though I've ordered it and waiting for the date for it to come back, I can now go ahead and I can read volume 2 on here. So that's a nice in-between for some of these manga, especially for some of us have been waiting a really long time for some of these series. And then my last one I'm going to recommend and highlight, one that I've been wanting to read for a long time but have not been able to just because of that in-between prints, and that is Maggie. Now, Maggie is a series where I pre-ordered all the volumes over 2 years ago, and I'm still waiting for volume 2 to be reprinted, which I can read here now, as well as I'm waiting for volume 10. So I'm excited that instead of having 35 volumes sitting on a shelf waiting to be read, I can at least read volume 2 on this app as well as volume 10, and then I can pick up the rest of it and read it physically, as that's something I do enjoy. Let's go ahead and talk about some future implementations because of this app. Now, I'm going to show you the small clip from the president of Viz Media right now.
This is just the beginning. I promise so much more manga is coming.
So from that announcement, he has promised that more titles are going to be added. So my first future prediction is with more titles added is if we're getting Basara, which has been out of print for so long, I can't imagine why they wouldn't, but I would love to see, if we're scrolling down here, that in the R's, maybe you already know what I'm going at, is we would see Red River. So my hope is Red River, which is another series that's been out of print for a very long time. That series will be on this app. A whole series that goes for around $1,000 on eBay. Would I rather read it physically? Yes. Do I want to pay $1,000 to read it physically? No. So for $1.99, it's another one I'm excited to check out. As well as they said they're going to be adding more titles. So another series I've actually wanted to check out for a while is Children of the Sea. So as of right now, not all the volumes are added, but another prediction is that some of these key series are going to add more volumes as well. So we're going to get to be able to read more of that story. I might read it physically if I like this one, but I appreciate that. And another prediction I have is that this potentially could open up the possibilities for reprints. And what I mean by that, if they have enough people checking out or if there's a demand on the app, I know it's not right now this isn't what we want for a physical release of Basara, but it's a step in the right direction. My hope is that enough people will check it out, they can see that there is a demand for this, and that we will get some kind of reprinting of this series. It's one that I have been crossing my fingers for a long time. It's one that you should let your wishes be known to Viz Media, so I want to get to the point that they're tired of them being asked about it. Let them know that you want to see Basara reprinted to the point that they're tired of getting emails, because when they open up, they know it's going to be another person asking for Basara to be reprinted. So that's my last future prediction, is I think this could open up the door for older titles to finally be reprinted. Now, will that happen? Who knows, but I would really appreciate that. Again, I'm very excited that I can now read some series that are almost impossible to find. And as you know, collecting manga in general is a very expensive hobby, especially when it's at retail price or below, let alone some of these volumes being out of print. I feel wrong, even though I definitely want this series, I really want to have it. I feel wrong the idea of paying $200 for volume 3. I'm okay right now paying $50 for this volume, and I still feel that's wrong, but it's just so hard to find. I don't know if I'll ever find it. If you have a volume of this series as we're watching this video, please hit me a message on Twitter. I'd love to connect with you. For now though, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna check it out on this app. So those are some of my thoughts on the new Viz Media app. If you'd like to see more content like this and you've not done so already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That helps others know about this community that you and I are building together. Thank you so much for watching and being part of the conversation. We'll see you on the next one.